back here with Phil, and we are discussing lots of important ways to offset expenses, including taxes, trying to figure out how to navigate all this inflation. And we don't have a lot of time left, Phil, but if we could just kind of, pull this together for our viewers and all the things we've discussed. But starting though with, obviously we talk a lot about investments and investment expenses.
Yes.
So what do we need to be looking out for?
First of all, most investments have fees and expenses.
Yes.
Because you got those big buildings in New York City and all these places. They cost money.
Yes.
Even they're empty these days, and everybody's moving to Florida. But, this is very important because let's take a look. We talked about the tax savings. We gave an examples of that. So now we're going to look at the investment expenses. So let's say that you come in and it's like, okay, I'm paying, we talked about this earlier, I'm paying my advisor 1 point whatever percent. And then I look at your holdings and I do a report on them. I see all the internal expenses. And you have this exchange traded fund that's based upon this mid-cap index or one that's on a small or whatever it may be. And I'm like, wow, okay, so this one is 0.85 and you're paying your advisor 1. So that's 1.85. You may not see the 0.85 because it just comes from your return.
Right, you don't think about that or even know it's there.
And maybe you're doing it yourself. And if you're doing it yourself and you want maybe a large cap or whatever, maybe you look for one that has lower fees and expenses. That's one thing.
Yeah, okay,
If we have this and we're holding a brokerage account and a non-IRA account, and let's say we're just buying a mutual fund, we need to read the prospectus. You ever see one?
No.
They're like this thick. They're made out of that paper like the Bible.
Those are the things that I put in the recycling bin that I don't look at. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So your expense ratios, all of this stuff. Then look at the 1099s that you received on this in the past, and you're like, well, wait a minute, I didn't sell any shares of this, yet I got a 1099. Because internally, this mutual fund is always buying and selling. And if they have capital gains, they're going to pass your share to you.
Right.
Okay? If they have any taxes due of others, they're going to pass your share to you. So these things we can look at too, because if you add these up, they can be quite a bit of money that you're losing in return. And then we want to look at the risk versus reward. So you're like, well, I have this one and it's a large cap, blah, blah, this and that. And, it's underperforming the S&P index or whatever. So if I just had the average that did what the index did, how much more would I make? Many times we think risk and reward, and your advisor says, well, bring me more money and I'll make you more money. And, my thought is, well, you're not making me enough now. So let me just get that up first, and then we'll see about bringing some more money.
And then we'll see about that. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Well, this, as per usual, has been an eye-opening show. Learned a lot, as I always do, and having an expert here at the desk is always helpful. And if I may, as the non-expert, give our viewers a little pearl of wisdom, advice as we head out, which is just take advantage of that free Revolutionary Wealth Review. I know you won't regret it. There's no obligation. If you have investable assets of $500,000 or more, call Rachel, spend a little bit of time with these folks, and they'll be able to uncover a lot for you. Thanks for watching.